This is page 26. It's the second portion of the Module 1 quiz review. Like the previous couple videos, you can only watch this video after you've completed the problem. So if you haven't done that yet, please solve all the problems and then play the videos to check your answers. Question number 1. Which number line shows 2, 3, and -3? I want you to notice that these two numbers are positive and this number is negative. So you can scan the options for which ones have 2 positives and 2 negatives. This one can't be it because there's 2 negatives and a positive. It can't be C because look, there's only two things plotted. And I don't think it can be D because there's 2 negatives. There's only one good option left. Just going to double check. I've got +2, +3, and -3. That means the correct answer is B. What I'm trying to show you though is a test taking skill. When you have multiple choice, go through and find some wrong answers, and it makes it pretty simple to get the right answer. Question number 2, what is the opposite of -3? Definition of an opposite is the number that is the same distance from 0 on a number line. The same distance from 0 as -3 is going to be +3. The answer is A. Question number 3, Daryl is currently 20 feet below sea level, so he's currently at -20. Which correctly describes the opposite of Daryl's location? Well, the opposite of -20 would be +20, so which of these shows +20? 20 feet below sea level? No. 20 feet above sea level? Yes. 2 feet below sea level? No. At sea level? No. The answer is B. Okay, question number 4. Which has the same absolute value as -55? So I'm going to just write this out. The absolute value of -55 is its distance from 0. -55 is 55 spaces from 0. On the opposite side of that number line, the number that would be 55 spaces from 0 would be +55. We've talked about how sometimes absolute values and opposites are the same thing. Sometimes they're not. But in this case, the answer is D, 55. Alright, question number 5. In Bangor it is -3 degrees Fahrenheit, in Fairbanks it is -12 degrees Fahrenheit, in Fargo it is -8 degrees Fahrenheit, and in Calgary it is -15 degrees Fahrenheit. In which city is it the coldest? Some kids want to choose Bangor because 3 is a smaller number, but we're talking about negatives, and I just want to remind you that if you have a number line, and if you have 0 kind of right here, Bangor would actually be like right about here, and then it would come Fargo, and then it would come Fairbanks, and last, or farthest left, would be Calgary. The answer is D, Calgary. Question 6. Which shows the integers in order from least to greatest? Least would be the lowest number. Some kids look at B and think that might be it because -2 is a small number. But if you think about it, actually -13 would be farther to the left. I'm going to go ahead and show you why the answer is C. I'm going to do it right down here. -13 would be farthest to the left, and then would come -2, and then would come +6, and then would come +20. And least to greatest is the numbers on the left are least, and the numbers on the right are greatest. So the answer is C. Okay, back up to the top of the page. We are on number 7. Number 7 reads, how would you use a number line to put integers in order from greatest to least? So pay attention that it's asking you to use a number line and then it's asking greatest to least. We kind of just did that, except for we used a number line to use least to greatest. So if we think about a number line this way, farthest to the right is greatest, farthest to the left is least. So what we're going to do is we're going to graph the integers, and then we're going to read them from left to right. Nope, that would be least to greatest. B, we're going to graph the integers, then read them from right to left. That's going to be the right answer. Question C says to graph the absolute values. There's no reason why we do that. Question D says graph the absolute values. There's no reason we would do that. The answer is B. Graph the integers, and then read them from right to left, which seems a little backwards, but that's because they asked us to list them from greatest to least. Alright, the mini task. Question number 8 reads, the table shows the change in the amounts of money in several savings accounts over the past month. And then I wonder if I can just about see all of them here. A reads, list the dollar amounts in order in which they would appear on a number line from left to right. So left to right means least to greatest. The least number there would be the biggest looking negative number. Negative 302 would be way to the left, so that would be the least number. And then the other negative number would come next. And the last two numbers would simply be our positive numbers. And if we started at 0 and we worked our way to the right, we'd come to 108 first, and then the next one we come to after that would be 125. Those are the four numbers in order, least to greatest or left to right. Question B reads, in which savings account was the absolute value of the change the greatest? Describe the change in that account. So we're talking about the greatest absolute value here. If you think about the change in all these numbers, the change in account A was a positive 125, but it was 125. The absolute value of 125 is 125. Negative 45, the change is 45. Negative 302, the change is 302. We're just finding the absolute value of all these. The change in positive 108 is 108. So it's asking the value of the change the greatest. The answer is account C. And it says describe. And what I would do here is I would just show my work. I would do this. Negative 302 had a change of 302. That's what I would do. Question C says, in which account was the absolute value of the change the least? Well, we kind of already did that. It would just be the opposite answer. We're not looking for the greatest change. We're looking for the smallest change. It's going to be B, and I would do the same thing here. The absolute value of 45 is 45. Okay, you're done with the quiz review. You are now ready to take the Module 1 test.